Hey, Facebook, how are you doing? It's Rodney J2. Yes, you plus me equals Rodney J2. So Rodney J2 on YouTube, Rodney Jackson on Facebook, and Rodney Jackson 3620 on Instagram. And I will be following up shortly with my Twitter. We've got to get my Twitter on here. But today, first of all, I want to say happy MLK Day. And I hope that all of you are doing well in the new year. I hope this new year is promising to be one of your best. But we want to take just a moment to reflect on someone who really needs no introduction. Someone whose life's work was to successfully propagate the elevation of all mankind. Martin Luther King Jr., he was born Michael King Jr., January 15th of 1929. He was an American Baptist minister who was a leader in the civil rights movement, of course, best known for his advancement of civil rights using nonviolent civil disobedience based on his Christian beliefs. Now, King became a civil rights leader early in his career. He led the successful 1955 Montgomery bus boycott and helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the SCLC, in 1957. Now, he served as the first president with the SCLC. Now, King led an unsuccessful 1962 struggle against segregation in Albany, Georgia, but helped organize the 1963 nonviolent protest in Birmingham, Alabama. King also helped organize the 1963 March on Washington, where he delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Now, the significance of that March on Washington is that there is an inauguration coming up here Friday with Donald Trump, President Trump. And this year, for the first time in my life, I will be attending this inauguration. Now, I know a lot of you out there are saying, why would you, someone like you, want to attend, an inauguration with someone like Trump? And let me just digress a bit and say this. For one thing, this is my last opportunity to probably see Barack Obama in this capacity. Secondly, I feel like King, it's one thing to sit and talk about change. It's one thing to sit and condescend someone in the position of Trump. But it's another thing to get out there and be part of the political process and try to start to build a bridge, start to try to mend, for lack of a better word, fences. Coming off of the crest of the wave that was of Barack Obama, this is the time for all of us to get involved in our own way at the grassroots level to further facilitate change. On October 1964, King was rewarded the Nobel Peace Prize for combating racial inequality through his nonviolence resistance, which we talked about earlier. In '65, he helped organize Selma to Montgomery marches. In the following year, he took the SCLC movement north to Chicago to work on segregated housing. In the final years of his life, King expanded his focus to include opposition towards poverty and the Vietnam War, alienating many of his liberal allies with a 1967 speech titled "Beyond Vietnam." In 1968, which is the year I was born, King was planning a national occupation of Washington, D.C. to be called the Poor People's Campaign when he was assassinated on April 4th in Memphis, Tennessee. His death was followed by riots in many U.S. cities. Posthumously, King was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Medal of Honor, Congressional Gold Medal. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established as a holiday in numerous cities and states beginning in 1971 and a U.S. federal holiday in 1986. Hundreds of streets in the U.S. have been, of course, renamed Martin Luther King Jr., or renamed after him, rather. And the National Mall in Washington, D.C. was dedicated to King in 2011. Now, I'm not going to make this a long video, but there's a couple of other things I would like to say. Okay. Now, you guys know that I have been building my YouTube channel, my social media platform. I still feel like in a lot of ways I'm kind of new and kind of late in the game of social media, but you know, there are several reasons for that, ones that I'm going to go into much later. But I feel like since Dr. King was assassinated really 7 months before I was born, I feel the connection, I think, a little bit more deeper than some. I also feel like it is my obligation to get up and do something with my existence, especially now. My social media platform shares some things in common with Dr. King because I want to provide a platform for equality, for LGBTQ, but really for all mankind, because I don't feel like any of us can get there without the other. We're all in this together. And I know so many times religion and finances and color and, you know, sex, all of this stuff gets in the way of the truth and the reality that, look, we're all in this together. And if we all don't get there, none of us get there. And if most of us get there and some don't get there, it only takes that one, like in Florida, like in Columbine, like in Sandy Hook, to destroy lives of the enchanted. It goes back to what Dr. King said. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I think in this day and age, we're finally getting to see that firsthand. So I need your help. I am so very grateful for those of you who have supported my live feeds, my live concerts, who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and who likes just about, some of you, everything that I put out there. Now look, I'm a big boy. I'm not saying you have to like everything I do. I'm not going to like everything you do. But my social media platform will be a place where we can come together and agree to disagree in respect, or we won't come together. I'm not going to use this platform to condescend another human being. I'm not going to use this platform to tell the world what it's doing wrong. I want to use this platform where people from all religions, all sexes, all walks of life can come and have a place where they can be respected, where their voice can be heard, but where they can also practice respecting another human being. And I need your help to do that. I want my nieces and nephews also to learn from my mistakes, from my successes. And I want to almost pull a Hansel and Gretel. I want to leave breadcrumbs so that if they ever have to walk in my shoes, they will know the way. They won't have to reinvent the wheel. They won't have to go through some of the things I had to go through in my childhood, in my adulthood. You know, I was compelled to do this video for a number of reasons. We're coming off of 8 years with Barack Obama, and I want to thank that man, because out of all the presidents, this one holds some grave significance with me, because he is the first president who stood up for who I love and who validated me as a human being, who gave me the right to say, I am someone too, because I am loved. So because of that, I felt like I had to do this video today, because the struggle is still real. Although gay couples can marry, there is still a lot of discrimination. There's still a lot of harassment of gay couples. You know, I have experienced stalking. I have experienced people who have tried to destroy my reputation, who have tried to destroy everything that I've tried to do to try to recover. Absolutely. So I know what that is. I know what it's like to be bullied. I get it. So I hear those children out there who are in the schoolyard trying to assimilate, and they still can't because there's someone there telling them they're not good enough. Well, you are good enough. And that's another reason why I'm sitting here, because I know what that feels like. And I know that Dr. King would want me to be sitting here. Not because I'm Christian, not because I'm straight, not because I'm gay, not even because I'm black, but because I'm an American, because I'm a human being. Because when I'm happy and when I'm the best that I can be, I'm going to go out there and spread that to the world. I'm going to make America great again. Let me say in closing, again, to Barack Obama, I wish you all of the happiness that you have given me. And if by some miracle you get a chance to see this video, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for giving me a voice. I want to thank you for providing health care to so many who didn't have it. I want to thank you for the hands you shook of the veterans. I want to thank you for the legislation that you put in place to help ease the burden of student loans. But most of all, I want to thank you for being the kind of human being that I think about when I think about the President of the United States. I served my country. I was in the Naval College Reserve for 6 years. At 17 years old, I went through high school and college in the reserves. It was tough. Boot camp was tough. I was still trying to figure out who I was, who I loved. And here I am in a barracks with 60 grown men. But it taught me, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how old you are, what color you are, what sex you are, who you choose to love in private. What matters is you stand up and be a man or a woman or transgender or whatever you identify yourself with. You stand up and you be the best that you can be with that. You honor yourself and the world by being the best you can be. And that's what I learned. And I want to close this out as only I can in the words of an old spiritual that was made more famous by Mahalia Jackson. Because I believe that if Martin Luther King was alive today, and he was alive to see the wars, and he was alive to see the children that have been slain, these are the words that would come pouring from from the very essence of his soul. Soon I will be done. Trouble of this world, trouble of this world, trouble of this world. Soon I will be done. Trouble of this world, going home to live with my Lord. No more whipping and no wailing, no more weeping and wailing, no more weeping and wailing. I'm going home to live with my Lord. Good night, Facebook. God bless.